Tonight's first round playoff is between the Crusaders of Cornerstone Christian High School and your Lancaster Baptist Eagles. Now fans, we ask that you would please rise. And gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we open tonight's game with a word of prayer and as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Opening tonight's game with word of prayer, pastor of Lancaster Baptist Church and founder of Lancaster Baptist School, Dr. Paul Chappell.
Welcome everybody. We're glad to have you on this cool night. Welcome Cornerstone Christian. Thank you for having a cross on the back of your jerseys. Amen. And Lancaster Baptist, we love you guys. We're proud of you, and congratulations to both teams and to all the parents tonight. And let's have a word of prayer and ask God to bless this game, shall we? We're going to pray, fellas. Okay, thank you. Father in heaven, we thank you tonight for bringing the teams here safely and for bringing them to the playoffs. Father, we pray tonight that you would bless this game. We ask that you'd keep the players free from injury. We ask that you bless their coaches and the referees. And Lord, these are two Christian schools tonight. Help them to have good testimonies tonight. Help them to do all things to the glory of God. And Lord, tonight we want to pause and thank you for going to the cross of Calvary and shedding your blood there for our sin. We know there's no other way to have forgiveness and a home in heaven. And so we thank you for what you provided for us there. And Father, tonight we pray for the peace of Jerusalem. We pray for your people, Father, that you would provide for them. And Lord, help us to be ambassadors for you in this world, sharing the hope of the gospel. And Lord, we pray that tonight in this game that you would be honored. And Father, we ask all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
And now, to honor America, please welcome Lancaster Baptist College student Caitlin Galland as she performs tonight's Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Galland. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first round of the 2023 CIF playoffs. Tonight's matchup is between the Crusaders of Cornerstone Christian and your Lancaster Baptist Eagles. Cornerstone Christian comes in tonight with a 7-3 record. Your Eagles come in with a 6-2 record. Cornerstone Christian is from Wildomar, California, and are coached by Shane Wickire. Your Eagles are coached by John Alvarez Jr. Lancaster Baptist School and the CIF require good sportsmanship and positive behavior of student athletes, cheerleaders, band members, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Please be mindful of your language and actions at all times, and treat others with dignity and respect. Profanity directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, or other spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for immediate removal from the school premises. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Captains being led at midfield. Number 5, Michael Averbeck. Number 20, Samuel Flores. And number 15, Ethan Cox. And for Cornerstone Christian, number 15, Devin Jarrett. Number 2, Gabriel Chavez. Number 0, Lucas Judnick. And number 88, Logan Wickire. Cornerstone Christian has won the toss and have elected to defer to the second half. Lancaster Baptist will be opening tonight's kickoff. Eagle fans, it's time for the playoffs.
Bob Branson, head referee, umpire Steve Novak, head linesman Hugo Ramirez, line judge Doug Ross, and back judge Dave Carter have got us ready for play. And we'll be kicking off. Lancaster Baptist will be kicking off. Cornerstone Christian will be receiving. Once again, Cornerstone Christian will be kicking off. Lancaster Baptist receiving. Cornerstone Christian in the white uniforms, red numbers, and black helmets. Lancaster Baptist in the all blue with white helmets and white numbers. Ronnie, we're ready for some football on Friday night on L28, YouTube, and Facebook Live.
And this is the CIF Southern Section 4 Championships, exclusively on L28, our historic first year with L28 Sports. And look at this, Eric Lee, we've got ourselves a playoff, one and done. Winner moves on, loser ignominiously heads home.
Absolutely. It will be James Huffman kicking off for Cornerstone Christian. Receiving the kick for Lancaster Baptist will be their all-state player Samuel Flores, number 20, and number 7, Marcos de Polarosa. Sammy, returning from injury tonight, will be a big factor for the Eagles. And we're off. Huffman's kick's in the air. It's a good one. De Polarosa will field it. He muffs it, but it's in the end zone, so it will be a touchback. If you've joined us recently for some of these 8-man football games, one of the unique things is we have an 80-yard field instead of a 100-yard field, so the Eagles will take over on the 15-yard line. They'll be led by quarterback number 21, Peyton Langley. Peyton took over midway through the year when his brother Wyatt suffered a season-ending leg injury. He's going to go under center here, Ronnie, with Marcos de Polarosa at fullback and Samuel Flores at tailback.
Both these teams have high-octane offenses.
Oh, and Lancaster Baptist struggles with the opening snap.
Oh, they lost it.
Wow. There was difficulty with the snap, and it looks like number 1, Cole Contreras on the recovery. Ronnie, if they were tuned in last week, we saw a lot of turnovers early, and we're picking up right where we left off last week.
Right, turnabout fair play. This time it's on Lancaster Baptist. The sad thing for them in that loss last week, they couldn't capitalize on those turnovers.
Ronnie's alluding to 6 turnovers forced last week for Lancaster Baptist, but unfortunately came up short. Okay, Cornerstone Christian will go under center here. Handoff's going to go to number 11, Matthew Huffman. He's taken down after a very short gain. Austin Yarbrough led the way for the Eagles. Looks like no gain on the play brings up 2nd and 10 for Cornerstone Christian.
And Eric, there's a triumvirate, a trio of outstanding running backs on this, again, Cornerstone Christian team. You've got Huffman, who just made the carry, 500 yards this year, along with Matt Contreras and Reed Eberts. Huffman, first name is also Matt. He gets 10 yards a carry and 9 touchdowns scored this year.
Explosive offense for Cornerstone Christian. Devin Jarrett's under center, and he's going to pitch it this time once again to Matthew Huffman. Huffman runs around the left side. Once again, Austin Yarbrough leads a host of Eagle tacklers. Looks like it'll be a short loss on the play for Cornerstone Christian, so they've gone under center twice so far, Ronnie. They've put it in the hands of Matthew Huffman both times, and the Eagles have been ready for it.
I'm glad that you alluded to this 8-man game because it's an exciting brand of football. And you know, there's some derision out there saying it's like arena football, but the people that know the hits are just as hard, and it's still a high-speed, high-octane offense.
Ronnie, you cannot miss number 32, Hunter Jenkins, in at fullback, 6'3", 245. Let's see if he leads the way here for this play for the Cornerstone Christian. It's Huffman. Matthew Huffman around the right side, and he's going to score. Matthew Huffman puts Cornerstone Christian on the board first for a 6-0 lead with 10:28 left in the first.
And that was like a waltz in the park. I mean, there was no defense to be seen, and no problem for Huffman now scoring his 10th. Count them, 10 touchdowns this year.
So we alluded to the fullback, Hunter Jenkins, coming in there, and he helped clear the way. He'll stay in here. We'll see if they put it in the hands of Matthew Huffman. He's touched it all 3 times so far for Cornerstone Christian. They do put it in the hands of the big fullback, number 32, Hunter Jenkins. He's taken down just short of the goal line, so the Eagles make a nice stand there to keep the score at 6-0. Lancaster Baptist received the opening kickoff, fumbled the first play. Cornerstone Christian scored on a 3rd and long to give them a 6-0 lead here with 10:28 left in the first quarter.
And we're going to break while we have this chance. You're watching, again, the CIF Southern Section Ford Championships exclusively on L28. So glad you're with us.
Fresh pop popcorn available at the concession stand. All proceeds go to LBS Athletics.
Okay, so we're already ready for play here, and it'll be James Huffman. Ronnie, a theme last week were all the brothers on the field, and we've got brothers again, James and Matthew Huffman this week. It'll be James kicking off here for Cornerstone Christian. He'll be kicking away once again to number 20, Samuel Flores, and number 7, Marcos de Polarosa. Huffman's kick is in the air. Once again, it's headed for number 7, de Polarosa. He's going to field it this time. Once again, referee signals it dead, caught in the end zone. So it'll be a touchback for the Eagles, taking over on their own 15-yard line.
One thing we've noticed, again, with the shorter field, and you alluded to it, 80-yard field and a more narrow field, you see a lot of wide-open football. But one thing, and it's upsetting and unfortunate, you don't see a lot of kickoff returns. And we saw last week one kickoff after another going out of the end zone.
So right away here, the Eagles have faced adversity tonight. They'll go to shotgun with 2 wingbacks, Peyton Langley in at quarterback, Samuel Flores in motion. Handoff's going to go to Flores. Flores takes it up the middle. He's taken down, tacklers led by number 45, Blake Sanchez. Blake's 6'3", 180, and Ronnie, that's one thing that stands out right away in this matchup. Cornerstone Christian definitely has an advantage in size.
Moreover, Sammy Flores was not there in the broadcast we brought you last Thursday. It made all the difference in the world. They really depend on him. Look, he's got almost 900 yards rushing this year.
Absolutely. Eagles are in shotgun with Peyton Langley and joined by Emilio Patterson in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Emilio. Emilio's got space. Emilio's got the first down. He's going to be taken down just beyond the first down marker. That's going to give the Eagles their first down of the evening. A beautiful play call there by John Alvarez. Get the ball in number 33, Emilio Patterson's hands early.
And for our fans just tuning in here on L28, the Lancaster Baptist squad, the Eagles, they're adorned in a good-looking blue uniform, white helmet, and, of course, their opponent from Riverside County, California, the Cornerstone, they're in white and red.
High snap fielded by Langley, given to Flores. He doesn't have much room. He bounces it outside, and he's taken down by a host of Cornerstone Christian tacklers. Number 0, Lucas Judnick, led the way for Cornerstone Christian. That'll be no gain on the play, 2nd and 10 for the Eagles.
Coach Alvarez of Lancaster Baptist made it clear to us before the game that they're going to have to put the 2 losses away, put that in the memory file. It's a whole new, again, they call it the new season. Yeah, the playoffs are. And so he said, put that away. We're now facing Cornerstone free and clear.
Eagles split 2 left, and they throw it out to Flores on a little tailback screen play. He's taken down quickly in the backfield. It would be a loss on the play. It was Cole Contreras who led the way for Cornerstone Christian. So it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Eagles, a scenario they don't like to be in. They're a run-heavy football team. They will pass it when they need to, and most likely will go to the air here. Coach Alvarez loves to use the screen game. We'll see if he goes to that here if they throw one deep. Ethan Cox, the leading receiver on the year for the Eagles. He split out right. In the slot, Sammy Flores, number 20. In the backfield, Langley's joined by 33, Emilio Patterson. Left in, tight end is Austin Yarbrough, number 17. Snap comes to Langley with Flores in motion. He's going to throw out Cox's way. He catches. Cox is taken down after a very short gain. Nowhere near the first down marker. Will bring up 4th and long for the Eagles. It was the head coach of Cornerstone Christian, his son, Logan Wickwire, on the tackle. Another big one, Ronnie. He's 6'6", 180.
Yeah, the dad's 6'4", and we also had a chance to meet the tremendous mom, Gina, who made that long trip down here, and Logan, who broke a clavicle last year, and when he was out, they only went 4-6 overall. Him in there, what a difference it's made. They're 7-2.
It'll be Ethan Cox punting for the Eagles. He fields a low snap and gets a good punt off. That's going to easily land and bounce. Great bounce for the Eagles. It's going to go out of bounds. Looks like just inside the 25, around the 23-yard line, where Cornerstone Christian will take over on their own 23-yard line. So far, offensively, the Eagles have not been able to get going. We'll see if they can make a play here on defense, Ronnie. That was what sparked them last week with an interception return for a touchdown on the second possession of the game. We'll see if they can repeat history here and make a play to gain some momentum in this football game.
I made the trip down to Riverside County the other day to speak with Coach Wickwire, and he said, we can't be sloppy with the ball. We've got to limit turnovers. We've got to stay in control.
Devin Jarrett under center again. Hunter Jenkins and Matthew Huffman in the backfield. It's going to go to Matthew Huffman again. Huffman eludes the first tackler, but number 54, Isaiah Kalika, makes a nice play near the line of scrimmage. Looks to be a small gain, maybe a gain of 1 or 2 for Cornerstone Christian. Brings up 2nd and 9. So far, Cornerstone Christian has kept everything on the ground, and you can't blame him for that. Number 11, Matthew Huffman, as Ronnie has already alluded to, has been a big playmaker all year for them. Just scored his 10th touchdown of the season. We'll see if they keep it in his hands here again or if they go to the air for the first time. A really good offensive line for Cornerstone Christian, facing a young defensive line for Lancaster Baptist. Devin Jarrett goes under center, and he pitches to Huffman. Huffman's taken down in the backfield. Another really nice play. Number 54, Isaiah Kalika. Isaiah Kalika has made back-to-back plays for the Eagles, Ronnie, and that'll bring up a 3rd down for the Eagle defense and a big one early on in this football game.
When you have two teams that really don't know each other, relying on film and really hearsay, you've got this time almost like a boxing match in the early stages, both teams feeling each other's capabilities and seeing what they can get away with. This is the first trip, by the way, ever for Cornerstone coming to the Lancaster area.
Ronnie hit on a huge point there. You would think in a playoff game some common opponents. No common opponents for these two football teams, so they are truly feeling each other out here. It'll be 15, Devin Jarrett under center again. He's going to pitch right this time to Huffman. Huffman's got a little bit of space. Huffman breaks one tackle. Host of Eagles are in on the tackle. He's going to be short of the first down marker. Did gain positive yards, so it'll bring a decision here for Cornerstone Christian. It's going to be 4th down and 4, Ronnie, and you would think they'd go with the punt here and play field position.
It's always that tension between being conservative or letting things fly. You have enough confidence in your team early on. You get the 4 yards, it's going to be big for the big mo, the momentum. If you don't make it, a perfect opportunity for Lancaster Baptist to score.
Absolutely. Eagles making some early subs. Number 93, J.J. Cofield, comes out for number 85, Gideon Connor. Early indications are that Cornerstone Christian will punt it away here. It's the quarterback, number 15, Devin Jarrett, who lines up in punt formation. And he does punt it away. It's a low-line drive, but it looks like it's going to give a very nice bounce for Cornerstone Christian. Ronnie, that's going to roll all the way to the 5-yard line of Lancaster Baptist. A huge flip of the field for Cornerstone Christian early in this game.
Yeah, a classic roll that time, no doubt, for Cornerstone Christian. By the way, their moniker, they're known as the Crusaders.
Yes.
And, of course, for our fans, this is our 3rd time covering Lancaster Baptist on L28. They're known as the Eagles. They've got the talons out, talons exposed.
So the Crusaders in white with black helmets and the Eagles in all blue with white helmets. The Eagles were a little uncertain there, Ronnie, if Cornerstone Christian would go for it on 4th down or punt it away. They played safe, and understandably so, but that allowed Cornerstone Christian to get a beautiful roll on that punt. Inside the 5-yard line, Peyton Langley will receive the snap in his own end zone. He receives the snap, and he's fakes to DePalarosa, gives it to Flores. He breaks it. Flores is still on his feet, and that's going to be a gain of 10 yards. That's going to be a first down for the Eagles. Well, that's one way to get it out of your own end zone, Ronnie.
A tremendous run.
And that's exactly what Lancaster Baptist was missing last week, Ronnie.
We've got our gifted video editor. I want to give her a good shout out. That's Farron, and I want to make sure she knows she's listening to this broadcast to get that Sammy Flores run that a moment ago on, again, our in our shelf and available to us, because he was tremendous. One, again, white-shirted player after another, and he wouldn't go down.
Langley hands off to DePalarosa, and he's met by a swarm of Crusaders in the backfield. This time it'll be a loss for Lancaster. Loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd and 12 for the Eagles. Eagles don't want to be in negative territory. They want to stay ahead of those chains. That time, Cornerstone Christian, their defensive line was able to wreak havoc in the backfield, and that'll be a storyline to watch all night. As you may remember last week, folks, last week we saw the Eagles' offensive line struggle a little bit throughout the football game. Their ability to stand up to this test, a tough test with a great defensive line for Cornerstone Christian, will be key. Peyton Langley's in the backfield. He's in shotgun. It's going to be a direct snap to Marcos DePalarosa, a reverse. The ball is on the ground, and it's been recovered, Ronnie. Another turnover. Hunter Jenkins recovers it for Cornerstone Christian. Another huge momentum shift in this game, Ronnie.
And really too early in this ball game to have a plethora of mistakes like that, ones that'll come back and haunt you, and then you have to play catch-up. They're already finding themselves down 6-0 right now, and you've got the power of the throw and the strong right arm of Devin Jarrett, and any one of the running backs, including Huffman, can take it back in.
Really unfortunate. They tried to reverse it to Sammy Flores, and on the exchange it was muffed. That's going to go right up the middle to number 32, Hunter Jenkins, who just recovered the fumble. He'll take the carry right up the middle. Small gain on the play. Looks like a gain of 2. So once again, Ronnie, Cornerstone Christian has been very content to keep it on the ground early in this game.
Yeah, and 3:45 to go, so it's really moving along swimmingly in this again, and we want to make sure we get the wording right from the CIF Southern Section 4 Championship. Again, the feeling and the tension is palpable, and I know you can feel it. You're the principal here at Lancaster Baptist, so you really know.
You got it, Ronnie. 15, Devin Jarrett under center again here. He's going to give it to Huffman, number 11. He breaks the first tackler, number 93, J.J. Cofield, and number 5, Michael Averbeck, bring him down. It'll be a gain of about 3 on the play and bring up 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 for Cornerstone Christian.
And Matt Huffman is no anomaly. He's not a phantom out there. He packs about 190 pounds. So just like Sammy Flores a moment ago, it's difficult to bring these guys down.
And Ronnie, I don't know much about the basketball program at Cornerstone Christian, but I'm going to guess it's pretty strong because everywhere you look, every player is above 6 foot. So I imagine they got a good basketball season ahead as well. Here we go. It'll be 3rd and 5. Once again, Devin Jarrett goes under center. He's going to give it up to number 32, Hunter Jenkins. The big man keeps his feet, but it looks like he's going to be marked short of the first down marker. It's going to bring up 4th and short, Ronnie, and we'll see if they bring out the kicker or if they go for it here early in this game. Early indications are they're going to go for it, Ronnie. Devin Jarrett on the sideline receiving the play from his head coach, Shane Wickwire. Wickwire has signaled the play in, and Jarrett will return the message to the huddle. We'll see if they keep it on the ground. That's all they've done so far, so no reason to doubt that they wouldn't do that here. It's 4th and 1. Huge play early on in this football game, Ronnie.
Like we said, the tension definitely is palpable. So thick you can cut it with a knife.
Jarrett,
it's a quarterback keeper.
Jarrett keeps it, and he's going to pick up the first down pretty easily, Ronnie, and that's going to bring up 1st and goal and an opportunity early on in this football game before the end of the first quarter for the Crusaders to go up 2 scores.
Yeah, 6-0, 1:44 to go. Oh, and I mentioned you being the principal here at Lancaster Baptist, there is a similarity with the Crusaders coach Wickwire. He is a principal, but not at Cornerstone, but at a nearby charter school in Menifee, California. That's about 10 minutes away from, again, the church, the campus at Wildemar.
That's a great nugget there, Ronnie. And once again, he's done a great job, Coach Wickwire, with this football team. They're 7-2 on the year, looking to advance to the second round of the playoffs. with a victory tonight. Okay, they'll go under center. It'll be another QB sneak. Number 15, Devin Jarrett.
He looks
keeps
like
it.
he's in this time.
He's in, Ronnie. That'll make it 12-0 with 1:08 left in this first quarter. Devin Jarrett keeps it and scores for the Crusaders. Lancaster Baptist, once again, turnovers leading to points for Cornerstone Christian. The Eagles have turned it over twice, and it makes it 12-0 late here in the first quarter. It looks like Cornerstone Christian will go for two. Entering the game for them, number 23, Reed Eberts. You highlighted him early, Ronnie. He's another one of those playmakers for Cornerstone Christian.
And I don't think the 100-mile sojourn has affected them at all. And moreover, I asked the coach, tell me simply, with your 7-2 record, how many road wins? They've only lost one of those 2 games on the road. They're very impressive.
So it'll be the same backfield we've seen all night, except it'll be Eberts replacing Huffman. And he's, Jarrett's going to roll out right and keep it. And Devin Jarrett is stopped short. So Lancaster Baptist once again able to prevent the 2-point try. It remains 12-0 with 1:08 left in the first quarter. Cornerstone Christian from Wildomar, California leads Lancaster Baptist 12-0 late in the first quarter of this game. The Eagles needing a big momentum play to turn things around, facing some early adversity after turning it over on 2 of their 3 possessions so far.
And Coach Alvarez speaking to us again, very lucid, very loquacious, explaining to us how important it was for, as he said, and I want to get the quote correct, Eric, defense must play a complete game. So far, they're down 12-0.
And it makes it really difficult, Ronnie, right? When they've both of those touchdown drives, Cornerstone Christian's been able to start inside the 20 of Lancaster Baptist. Makes it really difficult to make a stand there with a short yardage situation. So once again, it'll be James Huffman kicking off, and 20, Sammy Flores returning. This one is returnable. Flores fields it low, and he's got room. Flores is on his feet, approaching midfield, and he's taken down right near the 35-yard line. Our second explosive play from Sammy Flores early in this game, Ronnie.
The multiple gifts of Sammy Flores. I wanted to get this number in, like I'm not a mathematician, but it's incredible. Of the 2,105 total yards of the team this year, Sammy has over half
Amazing.
By himself, and that's including those kickoff returns. Truly a scintillating runner.
And that's including missing last week's game as well, Ronnie. So just he's been a huge playmaker all year for the Eagles. It'll be Peyton Langley at quarterback, joined by Emilio Patterson in the backfield. Flores is in the wing position here, and he's in motion. Langley's going to fake it and roll right. He's pressured. Peyton Langley is taken down in the backfield. It was the coach's son, number 88, Logan Wickwire, on the sack. That'll make it 2nd and long for the Eagles, Ronnie, and that is not how they wanted to start this drive.
And again, that's the coach's son. And once Langley went back, this wall came at him. Or you want to use the metaphor, a giant wave, because this young man, the coach's son, Logan, is 6'6", 180. Talking about the angular one, but what mattered was there was no way for Peyton to get a throw over that body.
Absolutely, and Peyton wanted to get rid of it there. Didn't really have many options. He made the right decision to not turn it over there and just throw it into harm's way, but that makes it difficult here. 2nd and almost 20 for the Eagles. They'll go empty in the backfield. Fumble, or not a fumble, but a difficult snap forces Langley to retreat.
What a tackle.
And that's one way to end the first quarter, Ronnie. The first quarter ends with Cornerstone Christian having all of the momentum in this football game. They lead 12-0. The Eagles, Ronnie, are going to face 3rd and almost 30 here to start the second quarter.
You're watching the CIF Southern Section Ford Championships exclusively on L28. And don't forget, built Ford tough. Gina.
Could you have someone move your tent back a little bit? We can't see the corner of the pylon. Field on the campus of Lancaster Baptist. We're live here where Cornerstone Christian leads 12-0 to start the second quarter. Third and long for the Eagles and an incomplete pass, Ronnie, and nothing is going the Eagles' way early in this one.
And so far, early Christmas gifts in turnovers that they told us, and Alvarez made it clear, Coach Alvarez, to try to avoid those turnovers that put them in, again, great position to allow the Crusaders to score easily.
Ronnie is alluding to 2 early turnovers in plus territory that allowed Cornerstone Christian to take advantage and take the lead here early in this game. Lancaster Baptist is going to punt it away from their own end zone here. Ethan Cox just gets it away. It's going to bounce past midfield, a nice roll for the Eagles. Bounces almost to the Cornerstone Christian 25. So there's a positive for the Eagles. Really good special teams play and a great boot by Ethan Cox. Lancaster Baptist would love to force a turnover of their own here. They've had 2 early turnovers on offense. They've loved to force one on defense, but that'll be difficult to do because Cornerstone Christian has looked rock solid offensively. They've been led by quarterback 15, Devin Jarrett, fullback 32, Hunter Jenkins, and their tailback, number 11, Matthew Huffman. All 3 have played a very solid football game so far for Cornerstone.
What we're seeing here is truly 2 elite teams in the CIF Southern Section, an 8-man game.
They'll go under center again. Jarrett will take the snap. He'll hand it off quickly to number 32, Hunter Jenkins, and he carries the pile, Ronnie, almost to the first down marker. Cornerstone Christian really getting anything they want at the line of scrimmage right now.
They've really got to get the last 2 losses out of their mind. The hope that Sammy Flores will be the savior of sorts in this ballgame. But remember, and I hate to say it, again, there's an Eagle fans out there listening, that the disparity in the last 2 games was 92-25, which is very odd because overwhelmingly on the season, Lancaster Baptist dominated in terms of that disparity, not in the last 2 games. And now they're down 12-0.
Absolutely. They faced some adversity the last few weeks, and they faced it early tonight. It'll be back in Matthew Huffman's hands here. He picks up about 5 on the play and easily gains the first down for Cornerstone Christian. Austin Yarborough led the way for the Eagles, but that carry gets it beyond midfield. They'll bring in 23 Everts here, and he's entering the game and having a phenomenal season himself. A stable of backs is what Cornerstone Christian has, and you alluded to earlier, Ronnie.
Along with the 1,300 yards passing from Jarrett, really makes it difficult. They can establish a running game, then open up passing opportunities for Devin.
Once again, Devin Jarrett goes under center. He's going to hand it off to Everts this time. He's going to just get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Eagles did a really good job at the point of attack right there. There wasn't much room for Everts. The Eagles actually are going to force a short loss on the play. Looks like a loss of 1, so it'll bring up 2nd and 11. We'll see if Cornerstone Christian turns to the air, Ronnie.
I wanted to also mention, since you gave such a great synopsis explaining, of course, the 8-man game, is that the proclivity of the 2-way player. We just heard Yarborough made the stop, but he's an important contributor on the Eagles in terms of offense. So, again, the 2-way player, the limited roster, allows these smaller schools to compete big time.
Great point, Ronnie, and a lot of these guys will be making plays on both sides of the field all night. Jarrett's going to pass this time. He looks to the air, and he's looking for the coach's son. It's going to be, almost intercepted. Ethan Cox breaks it up, but he is upset at himself because he almost intercepted that one. There was heavy pressure on Devin Jarrett. He threw it up there to the coach's son, number 88, Logan Wickwire, and Cox was able to get his hands on it, but not able to reel it in, Ronnie.
It just seemed, again, that high desert air. It hung, and it was a golden opportunity for a pick.
And Ethan is still upset at himself. That's our first time out of the night, and Cornerstone Christian calls it. After the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 11 from midfield for Cornerstone Christian.
12-0, the visitors from Cornerstone Christian. And you're watching proudly the CIF Southern Section Ford Championships exclusively. Where else but L28? I'm talking about It's Ford Tough.
All right, once again, thanks for joining us here live at Lancaster Baptist School at Tony Brown Memorial Field. We've got 3rd and 11 from midfield with 9:34 left in the second. Cornerstone Christian leading 12-0. It's going to be Devin Jarrett passing here. He's going to throw it short, intended for number 1, Cole Contreras, and it goes off his hands and brings up a big 4th down in the second quarter.
And again, touchdown synopsis. It was Huffman, scoring run with 10:28 to go quickly there in that first quarter. And then Jared, of course, on his quarterback keeper with just about a minute left in the first quarter. And there you have it, 12-0 Cornerstone Christian.
Ronnie, field position has been everything in this game. Both of the drives that Cornerstone Christian took over inside Lancaster territory, they scored fairly easily. Both of the times they've started in their own territory, they've not been able to get much going. So they'll punt it away here on 4th down. An opportunity for them. Oh, excuse me, Ronnie. It looks like they may be going for it here on 4th and long.
We'll see what they're made of right now and what Lancaster Baptist big defense is made of. Free kick.
They brought in the returner and then drilled a line drive punt that rolls towards the goal line, where it is down right near the goal line, Ronnie. So it'll be difficult field position for the Eagles once again here. They'll be snapping it in their own end zone.
Lancaster Baptist in a real quagmire right now behind the 8 ball, because right behind the quarterback, Peyton Langley, will be the end zone.
So the Eagles needing an explosive here to get them out of their own end zone. The Eagles' offensive line, a lot of youth on the offensive line. It's a senior at center, but then he's surrounded by a freshman, Gideon Connor, and a sophomore, Isaiah Kalika. They're going to need to create some movement here to get Langley, Patterson, or Flores an opportunity to make a play. It's going to go to Patterson. Patterson around the right side. He gets positive yards. Ball's going to be almost out to the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and short for the Eagles, and a nice play there to start the drive.
Right, they opened up a big chasm there, a cavernous Grand Canyon, to allow the ball carrier to get almost a 1st down.
Ronnie, I've been waiting to get this nugget in for a couple of weeks. I talked to Emilio Patterson at lunch the other day, and I said, what do you want the folks at L28 to know about you, Emilio? And he said, tell them I love Sour Patch Kids, Ronnie. So there's the kind of breaking news you're getting on the broadcast tonight.
Yeah,
okay,
keep it very personal.
Langley gives it. It's going to be this time to Sammy Flores, and it looks like he's going to have enough for the 1st down. We'll see what the spot says.
Sammy Flores on the carry.
I know the game predominates, but there's always the tale of the numbers. Sammy, if he had played last week, he only needed 103 yards to get to the vaunted 1,000-yard club. Sammy Flores has averaged 117 yards a game, and they're looking that possibly he could get it tonight.
Eagles go under center. It's going to actually be 3rd and short. They're going to keep it with a QB keeper. It looks like he's going to Peyton Langley easily has enough for the 1st down. And that's a big 1st down to start this drive for Lancaster Baptist. So they actually spotted Sammy Flores just short of the 1st down. The Eagles went under center. They did the little tush push that's become so popular in the NFL, Ronnie, and that gave them a 1st down. Gives them some momentum to start this drive starting in their own end zone.
You often wonder if the coaches, which have plenty of postseason experience, coach any differently in the postseason than the regular season. I mean, you start getting a lot more tense. The key is to stay loose, just like the regular season.
Look at this formation. Eagles split 3 way out left, 1 right. Langley's going to throw it here. He's not. He's
deflected.
Yeah, Langley wanted to throw it, and it looked like he didn't have a lane. We'll see if they. It looks like, Ronnie, they're going to call that a sack, so they're going to say he did not get it off.
Langley taking down the backfield for a sack, loss of 4 yards. Second down, 14
So
to
the
go.
Eagles had a really interesting formation there. They split 3 out way left, sent 1 in motion, had another receiver split right. Obviously, that leaves them with very limited linemen on the line of scrimmage. Langley wanted to pass that ball but didn't have an angle. Ronnie, we see the size of the defensive lineman, the height of the defensive lineman for Cornerstone Christian making an impact there.
Yeah, Hunter Jenkins for the Crusaders is 6'3", 245 behemoth.
Second and long for the Eagles. Langley takes the snap and pitches to Flores. He's got a little bit of room, but he's not able to separate there.
Ooh.
He's driven out of bounds by number 1, Cole Contreras. Flores gets it back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll be third and long for the Eagles here.
And Contreras, that time, Eric, he sent a calling card there to Sammy Flores, and it was not wrapped up, and it did not have a ribbon with it. It was a way of saying we're making a statement on that hit.
Sammy was able to shake the first tackler, number 45, Blake Sanchez, but like Ronnie alluded to, like a freight train, Cole Contreras came in there and drove him out of bounds. It'll be third and long here, Langley in shotgun. It's going to be Emilio Patterson in motion. Langley takes the snap. He's looking to pass.
He has
it's a
time.
screen. It's going to go to Sammy Flores. He's
Oh,
got the first down
he's
and
on
more.
his way.
Sammy Flores, if he can outrun number 8, he's still on his feet. Sammy Flores takes it in for an Eagles touchdown. What a play call by John Alvarez. The middle screen gets Sammy Flores a 65-yard touchdown catch.
I talked about him getting 900 yards on the ground this year coming in this game, but I did not talk about his scintillating and tremendous work as a receiver. And then in the open field, there's no one quite like him. And remember, there was one Crusader that threw an arm at him, tried to disrupt his run. It meant nothing. Flores was headed toward the promised land, and he got the score.
20 yards from the end zone, Jonathan DeLocke had an angle, but Flores was able to shake the tackler and take it to the house. Ethan Cox will attempt the PAT. It's a high snap. Flores has got to abandon the operation, and he's taken down in the backfield. The Eagles' point after attempt is no good. So that brings our score to 12-6 with 6:11 to play in the second quarter. But for the first time tonight, the Eagles have some momentum in this football game.
And again, the difference that one person can make, again, it's irrelevant that loss the other day in the regular season because it was without Flores. WF, without Flores. But now with Sammy Flores, look what he was able to create on his own and change, again, the dynamic of this game. It's 12-6, a baseball score of sorts right now with the Crusaders leading.
And for the first time tonight, the wonderful folks of LBS, Lancaster Baptist School, have got something to cheer about. It's a little bit of a chilly night, but with that touchdown, the energy has picked up here at Tony Brown Memorial Field. The Eagles will kick it off, down 12-6. It'll be Ethan Cox. Ethan Cox, the receiver and defensive back for the Eagles, also handles the kicking duties. He's kicked well all season. He'll be kicking off to Cornerstone Christian's number 0, Lucas Judnick. Judnick is the sole returner. Cox will look to put this one in the end zone.
Boy, Sammy Flores, that run, that's one of those memorable moments.
Cox's kick uncharacteristically sails out of bounds, so that'll give Cornerstone Christian wonderful field position to start this drive.
And on Thursday, this was a stat that was relevant then, but I think still relevant now, that at that time, there were 40 touchdowns scored by Lancaster Baptist during the year, and Sammy had 21 of them, now make it 22.
Absolutely. And that's the difference he can make in this game. Ronnie's alluding to last week against Santa Clarita Christian. With an opportunity to win a league championship, the Eagles were without their star, Sammy Flores. Tonight he's back and already making a huge difference in this game. He brings it to a one-score game. Cornerstone Christian will take over on their own 25. Once again, it'll be Devin Jarrett under center, Matthew Huffman at tailback, and Hunter Jenkins at fullback. Jarrett takes the snap and gives it to Huffman. Huffman eludes the first tackler, spins, stays on his feet, and he's still on his feet, Ronnie. Wow. Matthew Huffman, Ronnie, broke about 4 tackles on that first down carry.
They had him in the roster, Eric, at 190. I don't think so now. Contreras is over 205. Everts, the other major runner on the squad, is only 5'8", but Huffman has to be more than that. He's been gaining weight and spending time, I think, at the buffet line.
Size is a big advantage for Cornerstone Christian, and Matthew Huffman made a great individual play there. He didn't have a lot of room to run, but avoided several tacklers, ran through some, and dragged some others for a first down. Snap goes to Jarrett. He hands it off quickly to Hunter Jenkins. The big fella stays on his feet and gets the ball past midfield. Positive yardage for Cornerstone Christian. That'll bring up 2nd and 6, and a methodical drive beginning to develop for the Crusaders here.
And with Jenkins, there was nothing technical or fancy or funny about it. It was good old-fashioned smash-mouth football. Let's just push the line forward, and why not? Hunter, who we saw on defense a moment ago, is 245 pounds.
You're exactly right. Nothing tricky about that play call, just straight up the gut. He'll get a quick break, Hunter Jenkins does.
Well deserved.
Jarrett takes the snap from under center. He's going to hand it off to Huffman again. He takes it around the left end, and he's going to pick up positive yardage, but not quite enough for a first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. Cornerstone Christian's going to be spotted on the Lancaster Baptist 36-yard line, and you'd have to think they've got 2 opportunities to pick this one up.
And you have to be impressed with Cornerstone's countenance, because after that Flores score, they've just gone right back to work, and it's almost like that didn't matter, didn't ripple the water, so to speak. They're back out there grinding it out.
They've stuck to their game plan. It'll be number 1, Cole Contreras in at fullback, Huffman in the backfield. And once again, Jarrett's going to keep this one on the QB sneak, and he's going to pretty easily pick up the first down. They're going to spot him around the 33-yard line of Lancaster Baptist. That'll be a first down for Cornerstone Christian. They're going to substitute again here. Huffman, the tailback, is going to come out, and Eberts is going to enter the game. The play call has been given to quarterback number 15, Devin Jarrett. Ronnie, so far they've been very run-heavy in this first half.
Yes, and 4:11 to go in a swiftly moving second quarter it is.
Absolutely. Jarrett goes under center again. A little hard count action there. Jarrett looking to draw the defense off sides, but they're not going to fall for it. He gives it to Eberts, and he's got a chance to pick up positive yardage. He does. That was number 23, Reed Eberts, with his biggest play of the game. That'll bring up another Cornerstone Christian first down.
The big guys, Huffman and Contreras, they have body size. Eberts, he's kind of sneaky. He works his way right through the maze. He's 5'8", 175 pounds, but he's come up with almost 300 yards rushing this year.
The Cornerstone Christian game plan has not been complicated. They've believed they could move the Lancaster Baptist defensive line off the football, and they've been able to do so for most of the night and pick up positive yardage. The ball's going to be spotted right around the 22-yard line for Cornerstone Christian. Devin Jarrett's going to go under center again. He's going to pitch it out to Eberts this time around the right side. Good contain for Lancaster Baptist, but another broken tackle there. Positive yardage, a gain of 5 on the play. And now we're beginning to see Reed Eberts heat up, Ronnie.
And one more thing with the big bodies of Cornerstone, you have that war of attrition. You have the big body, you just wear down, wear down. There's nothing fancy or scientific about it until the other team just says, uncle.
And Ronnie's been alluding to it, but the game plan and the style of game that we're seeing unfold here from Coach Shane Wickwire has allowed them to really melt this clock down. We're already almost inside 2 minutes left in the first half. Cornerstone Christian has an opportunity to really capture momentum back here. They're going to give it up the middle to number 1, Cole Contreras. He's going to pick up positive yardage and enough for a Cornerstone Christian first down. Methodical is the word that comes to mind to describe what we're seeing right now, Ronnie.
And Matthews, another one that's so valuable on the defensive line, being 6'1", 210 pounds, but it also makes him a formidable running back.
So the ball's going to be spotted just short of 1st and goal. So the Crusaders can pick up another first down on this drive. They're just outside the 10-yard line, and it's going to be Devin Jarrett under center again. He's going to keep it on the QB sneak. Interesting call there on first down. He's going to pick up positive yardage, but not a ton.
And that clock continues to run on us down to 1:30 mark, Eric. So they've got to move and move quickly.
drip, drip, drip is
yes,
what the clock is going right now.
old-fashioned water torture.
Yeah, and an opportunity for Cornerstone Christian. Don't forget, Lancaster Baptist received the opening kickoff, fumbled on the first play from scrimmage, so Cornerstone Christian will receive it to start the second half. An opportunity to get a 2-for-1 here, Ronnie, a score at the end of the half, and then get the ball to start the second half. Jarrett goes under center. Going with the hard count again, trying to get Lancaster Baptist to jump off sides. They've been disciplined so far. He's going to hand it off to 11, Huffman. He's got some room. Huffman's on his feet.
He's in.
Huffman is, just short of the goal line. We'll see if they mark him for a first down, though. They do. So, Ronnie, we mentioned they could pick up one more first down, and they do. It'll be first and goal from around the 1-yard line. Ronnie, we're inside 40 seconds. Not a ton of urgency at all. I guess they don't need to. They just need a yard here. But the clock's going to drip easily under 30 seconds before the snap.
And Huffman's run right there, and he cut beautifully like he was a guy 100 pounds less. But again, he's a 200-pounder, and he was able to move beautifully, almost like a pirouette, a ballet dancer.
Absolutely no urgency at all from Cornerstone Christian. They're going to go under center. It's going to be Devin Jarrett. We'll see if they sneak it again. Jarrett does,
Yes.
and Jarrett is, wow. It appears they're going to mark him just short.
Wow.
Ronnie,
Incredible
there's
moment.
only 6 seconds left in this first half. A little too cautious. This is a huge moment in this game. There's only enough time for maybe one more play here before the half.
Well, I mean, the obligatory, it would have been a chip shot of a field goal, and they elected against it. But you said they seemed to, again, a lackadaisical attitude. As you said beautifully, no urgency. And that may have come back and forced the Lancaster Baptist defense to tighten up, and boy, did they.
Now, you talk about a hinge moment in this game. There are 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Cornerstone Christian's going to have second and goal, Ronnie. It looks like right at the 1-yard line. They just need 1 yard. But if Lancaster Baptist can make a stand here, it could create a surge of momentum headed into that halftime locker room. Lancaster Baptist, the crowd is on their feet. A huge moment in this game upcoming.
Well, they did it just a moment ago. And so the Lancaster Baptist faithful on their feet believe they can do it again.
We'll see if they sneak it again. That's been the play they've loved here. They do. Oh, it's close. Jarrett, and he's just in for the touchdown with 1 second remaining in the half, Ronnie.
I'll say they really did draw the clock down and burn it down to the last second.
I'm sure Coach Wickwire would say he never had a doubt about his clock management there, and it's hard to doubt him. It worked out well for him. With 1 second remaining in the half, Lancaster Baptist will not have an opportunity to answer. Cornerstone Christian takes an 18-6 lead. They'll go for the two-point conversion here and try to give a full 2-touchdown lead headed into the locker room. So it was the QB sneak. It was very close. The officials did give him the goal line, and Devin Jarrett was able to give the Cornerstone Christian Crusaders an 18-6 lead. They'll go under center again here. This time it'll be a pitch to Matthew Huffman. And for the third time tonight, Lancaster Baptist stops the two-point conversion
And they need
attempt.
that kind of momentum switch back going into the locker room. The locker room will have a lot of time in the 15 minutes to think about what transpired in the first half here, 18-6.
So with one second left in the first half, Cornerstone Christian will have to kick it off. Ronnie, you'd think probably a squib kick coming here. You'd have to think for certain they don't want to put it in Sammy Flores' hands with a chance to score before the half.
Right. You're going to see something that's going to be on the ground, like a ground ball that the Diamondbacks hit to the Rangers over this past week. Congratulations to the Texas Rangers, their first championship in the World Series. And Tony Lavello, an outstanding manager at Arizona, he'll have more opportunities. Now, here comes the ground ball, but it's going to be in the pig iron style.
So it's going to be one final play to end this half, assuming this ball is not kicked out of bounds or into the end zone. The Eagles have number 20 Flores and 7 DePaula deep. Mid-backs are Emilio Patterson and Michael Averbeck. It'll be number 10 James Huffman kicking off for Cornerstone Christian. Once again, you'd think the last thing they want to do is give Flores a chance to touch it here before the half.
Yes, Mr. Flores is all the way back ready.
And they
There
do
it
squib
is,
it.
the squibber.
Ethan Cox is on it. No time went off, but I believe the officials will call that the half.
Should.
They're signaling to
There it
wind the
is.
clock, and that will conclude our first half. From Tony Brown Memorial Field on the campus of Lancaster Baptist School at halftime from Wildomar, California, the Cornerstone Christian Crusaders lead the Lancaster Baptist Eagles 18-6. Coach John Alvarez will attempt to rally the troops and have a big second half surge to put the Eagles into the second round of the playoffs. It will take a big second half, Ronnie, and we'll be back shortly. Ronnie, tell them how they can keep up with us.
Well, I know that we're going to come back right before the end of the halftime festivities, and I know, you being the great principal here of this high school, that you're going to have, I believe, some entertainment here at the half. So
We'll see what athletic
if
director
so, we
Justin
can
Engelman's
break,
dialed up.
And we'll come back a little bit later. If not, we'll stay right here. So we'll break right now, see if you'll have any halftime show. If not, we'll come back on and we'll provide the entertainment. What about that? I hope they don't flee us in droves. You're watching the CIF Southern Section Ford Championships only on L28. Hey, it's Ford Tough. Hoorah. Hey.
I'm going to put it in the way. Okay. Let me get the frame in. How do you guys like that?
I thought we could if there was going to be entertainment out there, but I don't see the entertainment.
Maybe just a short break.
Okay, I won't play with it.
Turn it off the light. And let the camera set up whenever they're ready.
Maybe if we start making set.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah,
very generous.
it's at it's 122 minutes.
Which is a lot. Battery swap too. We're ready to go. We're off and running. If you call, they go. So we're ready for game action. So glad you're with us here on L28.
So that's the college. The high school gym is called the SLC, the student gym. So
There's two gyms. They didn't hold back.
but the walls are separate.
That's what we're trying to talk to the gym about. Coming over to the college.
Let me know when I'm clear.
Welcome back to Tony Brown Memorial Field on the campus of Lancaster Baptist School. We're here live for the first round of the Division II 8-man playoffs. And Ronnie, we've seen a good football game so far.
Yes, but I want to correct myself here. And you have thousands of words you might say during the year in broadcasting. When the ball was loose out there, I said, maybe they'll grab the pig iron. Now, I know we're not in Pittsburgh and U.S. Steel and all that good stuff, but it's the pigskin. And what we found here, Eric Lee, in the first half was just a couple of mistakes, turnovers on the part of Lancaster Baptist that made the difference in this ball game.
It's funny that you mentioned pigs, Ronnie, because it's been a little bit sloppy for Lancaster
Amen.
Baptist in this first half. 2 early turnovers. The first play of the game for Lancaster Baptist, a fumbled exchange, gave it to Cornerstone Christian, and then from there it was their star Matthew Huffman getting his 10th touchdown on the season to give them the early edge.
It's an impressive thing when you talk about a Cornerstone Christian team that made the 100-mile trip here, and they're well coached, and they have so many weapons. It's up to Lancaster Baptist here at home not to be overwhelmed by that, and then feeling when you start losing, like the 2-game losing streak at the end of the year, it starts to feed off itself, get that out of their system. And it's great to have a halftime, a chance to regroup and reanalyze and come back strong in the second half.
Absolutely. So after Huffman's touchdown, the Eagles took over, tried to run a reverse play, a direct snap to Marcos de Polarosa and an end around to Sammy Flores. Unfortunately, the exchange there was not smooth. That led to great field position again for Cornerstone Christian, and led to another touchdown to give them a 12-0 lead in the first quarter.
Well, the conditions out here are getting progressively colder, but I'm not going to complain. I've done broadcasts in Seattle with driving rain and sleet and what have you, and seen what they call true football weather. Unfortunately, Californians, again, can't really handle it. But I'll have to say the people that are out here tonight, Eric Lee, particularly those people that came down from Riverside County, came up here, of course. And, of course, your Lancaster Baptist faithful. The people here are all bundled up, and they're full of enthusiasm.
Absolutely. So after a lot of adversity in the first quarter, Lancaster Baptist was able to make a big play midway through the second. They were facing 3rd and long. Coach John Alvarez dialed up that middle screen play they've loved so often, got the ball in Sammy Flores' hands, and we got a chance to see just how explosive he can be, Ronnie.
Oh, and Sammy took off, and that was the, again, scintillating moment in the ball game. And I really wanted to see him last week when we did our broadcast together. Now I've really seen the difference it can make, how one player can turn it around. But will that one player be enough, again, against the plethora of large bodies that are on this Cornerstone Christian team? Again, we'll have to see how it all shakes out in the second half. One more thing, Lancaster Baptist, very successful here at home this year, 4-1, and this Cornerstone team doesn't see that as a negative. On the road, they've only lost 1 road game this year. So maybe we overdo it with the numbers and you throw all that out. It's the playoffs, it's the second season, and what matters is what's happening on the field right now.
Absolutely. And so a big moment at the very end of this first half as Cornerstone Christian was able to take a methodical and what seemed like slow drive and convert it into points right before the halftime. That gave them an 18-6 lead. And don't forget, because of that opening fumble by Lancaster Baptist, it will be Cornerstone Christian receiving the second half kickoff. An opportunity for them to take full control to start the second half. Lancaster Baptist wanting to force one of those turnovers they were able to force all week last week, Ronnie.
Yeah, we used the metaphor early Christmas gift, and before the seats were warm here at, of course, what's the name of your stadium here? Principal
Tony Brown Memorial Field.
Tony Brown. Before the seats were warm here at the Tony Brown, there was a score very quickly. Let's go over that scoring right now while we have a chance. It turned out to be Huffman at the 10:28 mark, getting that score, and then followed by Jarrett in the waning moments of the first quarter. Jarrett with the quarterback keeper, and they shut out Lancaster Baptist in the first quarter. Then Flores, remarkable, I was going to say 80-yard reception.
It's a 65-yarder.
Oh, I'm glad you got that right.
80-yard field.
That's why you're the principal. and I stay in the broadcast booth because you have the precise numbers. Yeah, and that helped to get it close, but then they answered back with Jarrett's second keeper, and that led to what we have right now in the waning moments of this halftime. Right now, 18-6 for this visiting squad, Cornerstone Christian. If you're joining us late, it's Cornerstone from Riverside County, California, against the high desert entry Lancaster Baptist. This young man here, talented guy, Eric Lee, is the principal, and I want to thank him personally because I had some problems. My dad is about 90 years old. I had to take care of him 1 week. I had to call in and cancel the broadcast, and amazingly, this principal stepped up to broadcast, but we didn't know what an extraordinary job he would do and what a talent he is. So I backed up tonight as the color commentator just to let everyone hear and know his expertise. And if he doesn't want to stay as a principal in his school administration, he's got a great future in broadcasting.
Ronnie, it's been a lot of fun. I think we probably should let our listeners know, I'm sure we've got a lot tuned in tonight wondering, where is Tiff? And Tiff does a fantastic job on the sideline week in and week out for L28. We missed Tiff tonight. She'll be back soon. And so if you're wondering, hey, why haven't they kicked it over to Tiff yet? We gladly would have, but she's not able to be with us. Hope you're watching at home, Tiff, and hope you're doing well. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
And we miss Jennifer. I call her the communications czar for the city of Lancaster. It's not the same without her either. So we're kind of just doing it. Joe is on the camera down there and doing yeoman's work. Thank you, Joe, for all you do. Farron is here, and Annabelle. It can't happen without her. She is really the media specialist for the city of Lancaster. She is, I call her affectionately, the straw that stirs the drink.
That's right. We have a fantastic team, a fantastic crew, and a fantastic audience at home tonight. Thanks for tuning in to our L28 Game of the Week. We're getting ready to kick off the second half. If you're cheering for Lancaster Baptist at home, grab some popcorn, get off the couch, get on your feet, make some noise, bring some energy, and let's see if we can cheer the Eagles on to a second half comeback.
So you're watching, of course, and we want to get it right because we got a major sponsor from Dearborn, Michigan. Hey, wait a minute now. I can turn my own pages. You're watching the CIF Southern Section Ford, F-O-R-D, championships exclusively on L28. We're going to break right now. And remember, it's Ford tough. Thanks for joining us.
Let me know when you're off my camera. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tony Brown Memorial Field for the second half of tonight's 2023 CIF Division II playoffs. First round. Our score, Crusaders 18.
All right, welcome back and welcome to the second half of football in the Division II CIF Southern Section 8-man playoff round 1 matchup between Cornerstone Christian and Lancaster Baptist.
And Eric, if I can take a liberty here, I want to say congratulations to Coach Alvarez because he's a new grandfather, okay? And The baby girl that he has not seen is in Colorado. Her name is Quinn, the mighty Quinn, and you're talking about something that softened this man's heart. Now remember, Coach Alvarez has the longest tenure of any coach in the Antelope Valley, 25 years proud. He's a tough guy, but he's got a soft spot for his, again, brand new baby granddaughter, Quinn, and we want to get that in and make sure Quinn's out there watching in Colorado right now. Granddad's very proud of you.
Absolutely. Great shout out there, Ronnie. Ethan Cox ready to kick us off here in the second half. That's a good kick. It's going to be fielded by number 0, Lucas Judnick. Judnick on the return shakes the first tackler, shakes the second tackler, and he's on his way down the right-hand side. He shakes a third tackler. Lucas Judnick with a big play to start this second half. He's going to return it all the way down to the Lancaster Baptist 27-yard line to start this second half.
And that was, Eric Lee, a tutorial in following your blockers. He could have taken off and invented and done his own thing. And sometimes that is necessary, but it's always better to let the guys, the big bodies in front of you, pave the way. Like a veritable Caltrans paving the highway through to make sure you get to your destination. And boy, did he get to his destination.
A big play by Lucas Judnick to start this half, and great field position for the Crusaders. It'll be Devin Jarrett under center. He's been there most of the night, rarely moving into shotgun. He's going to hand it off right up the middle to number 32, Hunter Jenkins. He'll be taken down after a short gain. Several Eagles in on the tackle, led by Ethan Cox. Looks to be a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 for the Crusaders. And once again, no hurry to start this half for the Crusaders, Ronnie.
Really, you talk about tempo. And setting the tempo so far is Cornerstone Christian. Trying to reclaim it and get it back is the home squad, Lancaster Baptist, and the clock, their greatest nemesis now, with 11:11 remaining in the third.
For our basketball fans, if they like Tony Bennett's style of Virginia basketball, this is the kind of football game we're seeing. They're slowing down the tempo, getting every second they can get there. They give it to Huffman, number 11. He takes it around the left side. It'll be positive yardage once again, short of the first down marker. Huffman looks a little shaken up on the play, and he's going to actually exit the football game here on this third down play. They've got a stable of backs, and it's going to be Reed Eberts coming into the game. We saw Eberts make several plays towards the end of the first half. So a 3rd and 2 to start this second half. And a big moment for both teams. Lancaster Baptist desperately needing something to switch the momentum here.
And you notice everyone was thinking Jarrett is going to go aerial. No, it's been primarily on the ground, and it shows the genius of Coach Wickwire and his ability to change and pivot to whatever's necessary.
So it'll be Jarrett under center. He's going to give it off to the big fella, number 32, Hunter Jenkins. It's going to be close, but Jenkins is going to fall forward and give the Crusaders a first down. The ball's going to be spotted right around the 16-yard line for Cornerstone Christian. And Ronnie, they went into the halftime, and I'm going to guess that Coach Wickwire said, boys, the game plan is not changing.
At the same time, Coach Alvarez has to say, we have to seize the moment, seize the day, carpe diem, if you know a little bit of Latin. I know you've been. This is a chemistry teacher next to me. I think he does know some Latin. But you were talking about kinetic energy. The energy tonight, energy of motion, really has been coming from Cornerstone.
Ronnie's going to make us start talking about the periodic table here if he keeps up with it.
Now you're out of my league.
Coach Wickwire's doing a great job calling this game. They're going to go under center again here. Devin Jarrett will receive the snap. He's going to pitch it this time to Eberts, and he's going to be the lead blocker. Sammy Flores makes contact in the backfield, but not able to bring him to the ground. It'll be a short gain, but really could have been a loss on the play. But Eberts able to avoid the first tackler and get it just beyond the line of scrimmage for a short gain on the play for the Crusaders.
It's interesting, and I've noticed it in coaching, and we've gone from the 11-man game to the 8 or whatever. Oh, by the way, wanted to mention, Cornerstone was once an 11-man program, but COVID hit and everything changed for them. But once you start seeing coaches relying on certain backs, and now Everts has taken over, and we haven't really seen much of Huffman, who did make an impact early in this ballgame, but now, for some reason, he's persona non grata.
Ronnie, we really need to point out a moment here when we get to talk about the coaching staff at Cornerstone Christian. Carry's going to go to Eberts. He's got a hole, and he's going to get positive yardage right around the first down marker. Just short, though, to be third down. Ronnie, it really stands out watching Coach Wickwire down there. Not a ton of assistance. He's doing a lot of the work down there on the sideline, and he's making it look easy.
But I met his daughter, I met his wife, the lovely Gina, before the game, and she's really right there. You know the old metaphor, carrying the water. She really was bringing a water bottle over to him, and so they are a team in effect.
Ronnie, 4 minutes has already elapsed in this third quarter, and this will be the opportunity just to pick up the second first down of the drive. Cornerstone Christian is just melting the clock away.
Lancaster Baptist must make a stop here. The game is relatively close at 18-6. They must not allow Cornerstone Christian to score again with ease.
It's another QB sneak on 3rd and short, and Devin Jarrett's going to pick it up. Devin Jarrett has gone to that QB sneak several times tonight in short yardage opportunities, and he's going to pick up the first down here.
By the way, they were an embittered Cornerstone team, and I mean that positively, but they lost in the first round last year. And so also seeing the coach's son, Logan, go down with a breakage of his clavicle, and everything worked against him. At the same time, you know, again, what happened with Lancaster Baptist in the postseason last year.
Ronnie, I thought for sure that Devin Jarrett had picked up that first down, but early indications are that he actually was short. We're going to have our first measurement of the night. Very close spot here. Be massive for Lancaster Baptist for this to be short and force a fourth down and an opportunity to take over with 7 minutes left here in the third.
Yeah, if there was a important moment, the crucible, if you will, of this ball game, it's right now for Lancaster Baptist to try to get the ball back and score. And there you have it. If you see the official, the zebra, it shows about 1.5 feet left to go.
I like the way that the head referee indicated that there, Ron. He said about a football short. That makes it really easy for us to visualize. And that brings up one of the bigger moments of this game. 4th and short. You would have to think the Crusaders will go to the QB sneak again here. They just need a few inches. Lancaster Baptist would love to make a stand here and capture some momentum in this.
No doubt the whole season is on the line right now for the Eagles.
Jarrett keeps it. It's close. It is close, Ronnie. Let's see where they spot it.
Funny, they don't like to do any student body rights or lefts.
Ronnie,
no sweeps.
He is signaling first down. It wasn't by much, but Devin Jarrett was able to pick it up.
4 more shots at it.
Ronnie, I do not know if I have ever seen a drive take over on the opponent's 27 and already bleed 5 minutes off the clock. They've got a chance to run down half of the third quarter on a 27-yard drive.
Great point. Very insightful, because no doubt they want to do all they can to keep Lancaster Baptist at bay and keep them from having the football. And they're just playing good old-fashioned grind it out.
You got to keep away. That's what they're doing. They're playing keep away. Devin Jarrett's going to go under center again here. Eberts is in the backfield. He's going to pitch it to him, and he'll lead block.
There's the sweep.
Eberts breaks a couple of tacklers, and he's in for the touchdown. Reed Eberts gives Cornerstone Christian a 3-possession lead, brings our score to 24-6 here with 6:15 left in the third. And at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, Cornerstone Christian seems to be taking over the football game.
And one Reed Eberts, again, the 5'9", 160-pounder, as big as a minute, but still was able to work his way through the maze and find himself to get through to get the score. And as Eric alluded to himself just a moment ago, now it's more of a El Capitan that Lancaster Baptist has to scale down 24-6.
Jarrett's going to pass it for the 2-point conversion and go to the coach's son, Logan Wickwire, is going to easily bring that one in.
Yeah, 6'6". He doesn't have to go up the ladder and go after it. He just reaches up, and he's taller than everyone else.
So that's going to make our score 26-6 with 6:15 left in the third quarter. Ronnie, I think it's time to give some credit to the offensive line for Cornerstone Christian. The center tonight, Caleb Adderhold, has had a perfect night, a flawless night, not a missed snap all night. Offensive lineman at guard, Blake Sanchez, has done a tremendous job all night. Each of those young men up front have played tremendous for Cornerstone Christian, and they are poised. They're looking for an opportunity to move to the second round of the CIF playoffs. Lancaster Baptist will need something big here on this drive to stay in it.
As we noted, everyone does. It's one and done. And so there's the old axiom, there's no tomorrow. Well, it's true right here. And again, Lancaster Baptist, I wanted you to recount what happened to them last year in the postseason.
Yeah, so the Eagles had a fantastic season last year. It ended just shy of the CIF Southern Section Division II championship game and a really tough loss in the semifinals. But the Eagles,
they lost to the eventual champ.
That's exactly right.
Hesperia Christian.
That's exactly right. So it'll be James Huffman who'll be kicking off here. Oh, it's going to be an onside kick.
Squiver.
And it's, wow, recovered by Ethan Cox. Ronnie, how about that call?
And one of the few flags thrown tonight. We've seen so many in this 2023 season, and that time the officials couldn't hold back.
Shane Wickwire was going for the jugular. Shane Wickwire was looking to recover an onside kick, and I'm going to assume, Ronnie, run out the clock in the third quarter if he would have got it. Ethan Cox made a big play for the Eagles. He recovered it. Fortunately as well for the Eagles, they called illegal touching. They called Cornerstone Christian for touching the ball before it went 10 yards. Cox was able to recover it, so it's irrelevant. The Eagles will take over right around midfield. It's going to be Peyton Langley going under center, Emilio Patterson at fullback, and Sammy Flores at tailback.
6:15 to go in the third, and they're down by 20.
Langley takes the snap, pitches to Flores around the right side. He's got some running room. Sammy Flores, ball is loose, but fortunately for the Eagles, bounces out of bounds.
What a break, because that squirted right out with the hot potato. He couldn't quite hold on to it, but fortunately for this Eagle team, they'll have a chance right now, and I believe he did get the first down. Well, let's just say he's two or three short.
Referee Bob Branson keeps the clock moving. He's going to mark him just short of the first down, but a nice positive play there for the Eagles. Ball's going to be spotted on the Cornerstone 34. Langley takes the snap. This time he's going left, and that play went nowhere for the Eagles.
Not only did it go nowhere, it was ill-advised on the part of an experienced quarterback like Langley. I mean, once he saw Sammy was out of place, he should have just held on to it or went to the turf, because the point was it was very risky. I'm impressed by Flores' skills to reach out and grab it with Velcro fingers, or it would have been a real serious situation and another turnover.
So that'll make it 3rd and 9. The Eagles are back in their own territory on their own 39. Langley's in shotgun, joined by Flores, Patterson in motion. Langley fakes the handoff, rolls left. He's got heavy pressure, flips it out there.
Who else but Hunter Jenkins on the pursuit? Nobody wants to wake up on Halloween and see him coming at you.
You're exactly right, Ronnie. There is a penalty flag. Langley did not have much open there, but it early indications could be that it could be defensive pass. It's going to be holding on the Crusaders. Huge play there for the Eagles. They're not able to convert the 3rd down, but the penalty is going to give them an automatic first down and put the ball at the Cornerstone Christian 31.
Well, the temperature has come down precipitously. It's down to 54, and I think we might get under 50 before this is over. If you hear our teeth chattering up here, you'll know why.
Peyton Langley goes under center. He's going to, he's hit hard. Langley's hit hard.
Manhandled.
That was number 1, Cole Contreras. Blew that play up right away. And I believe number 45, Blake Sanchez, on the fumble recovery. Ronnie, Langley had no chance to react.
No chance, and if you studied the French Revolution, Marie Antoinette, there was a beheading there, no doubt. He was really, again, manhandled from behind.
A multiplicity of Crusaders are making an impact on this game. We've seen Judnick with a big kick return to start the second half. We've seen Huffman on the ground. We've seen Eberts on the ground. Of course, the quarterback, number 15, Devin Jarrett. On that drive, it was Cole Contreras and Blake Sanchez making plays.
Everything collapsing around you. It's just sheer panic.
Total team effort from the Crusaders. Devin Jarrett uses the hard count again. He's going to pitch it out to Matthew Huffman. Huffman's going to be taken down before he's able to get anywhere. Several Eagles on the tackle, led by number 5, Michael Averbeck.
Now let's see if they're going to focus again on Huffman, who scored the first score of the ball game way back there in the early stages of the first quarter. Now Huffman's made a reappearance.
So they're actually going to say that Huffman lost a yard on that play. Important for the Eagles to try to create some must-pass scenarios for the Crusaders, because they've been able to keep it on the ground and control the clock. Ronnie, I don't know what time of possession is, but I know Cornerstone Christian has dominated it.
Yes, they have.
Jarrett's under center. He gives it off this time to Cole Contreras, who just forced the fumble. A tough player Contreras is. He fights off several tacklers to pick up positive yards, gets it right to midfield, and brings up 3rd and 7 for Cornerstone Christian.
It's a real battle out there in the so-called trenches, down there in the neutral zone. Both these teams going mano-a-mano, facing off here at this, again, the CIF Southern Section Ford Championships. You're watching it right here on L28. Ronnie Wald, along with Eric Lee, the principal of Lancaster Baptist. Boy, what great insight he has.
If LBS is going to stay in this game, they have got to force a stop here. It's 3rd and 7 at midfield with 3:15 left in the third quarter. Jarrett has loved that hard count all night.
Oh.
A little trickery there on the fake pitch. Michael Averbeck in defense, but a great catch there. James Huffman caught that one, Ronnie, short of the first down, but a really competitive play on the catch.
Well, there's no doubt that Michael Averbeck did all he could, but Huffman, simply put, wanted it more.
That was a really competitive play. It was short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and 2 from the Lancaster Baptist 35. Cornerstone Christian has called a timeout here to talk it over.
They'll have their mini summit going on down there. You're watching, of course, the CIF Southern Section Ford Championships exclusively on L28. We'll be right back, because what? We're Ford tough. I know, you probably drive a Chevy.
All right, we're back here live at Tony Brown Memorial Field for this first round matchup of the Division II CIF Southern Section 8-man football playoffs. The Crusaders of Cornerstone Christian leading 26-6 with 3 minutes left in the third. A pivotal 4th and short here for the Crusaders. Devin Jarrett goes under center. It's a botched snap, but unbelievably, Cornerstone Christian's able to get it to Cole Contreras, and the young man who's made plays all third quarter makes another big one there. Cole Contreras gives the Cornerstone Christian Crusaders a first down to keep the drive alive.
And even when there's a potential break, an opportunity there for Lancaster Baptist, it swings back into, again, Cornerstone's favor. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention, over their 7-2 record this year, they actually had a game where they scored over 70 points in a ball game earlier this year.
And the slowing of tempo that Ronnie alluded to earlier continues here. The clock drains under 2.5 minutes. A fresh set of downs. Devin Jarrett is in absolutely no hurry to snap this ball. He goes with the hard count for the seems like 10th night. That was a false start the Eagles wanted there, not called. Eberts gets the carry. Eberts bounces it outside.
Ebbets.
Reed Eberts is going to coast for the score, and that's going to bring us to 32-6 with 2:06 left. Ronnie, a really interesting development around the line of scrimmage at the snap there.
Well, I know one thing. Eberts did invent on his own, and although we're talking about players following the blockers, Eberts is just so gifted, and the moment he cut back, then you could see the opening all the way to the goal line. It was a tremendous run on the part of Reed Eberts.
It really was, and interesting reaction by the Eagles. They thought for sure they saw a false start there. They tried to point that out, and that was not called, and maybe put them back on their heels a little bit. And now we've got a penalty flag on the Eagles sideline.
Ooh.
It looks like Cornerstone Christian will accept that on the kickoff.
By the way, Eric, Eberts, who came in again as the third guy, the third man, so to speak, has gotten 2 TDs in this third quarter and opened it up now 32-6.
How many teams in the southern section would like to have Reed Eberts as their third back, Ronnie?
Yes.
The handoff goes to number 1, Cole Contreras, on the 2-point try. Once again, it's no good. That's been the Eagles' best defensive play of the night, is the 2-point conversions. So that keeps our score at 32-6. Cornerstone Christian leads Lancaster Baptist 32-6 with 2:06 left in the third.
By the way, if you're interested, this Cornerstone team comes out of the Majestic League. And, of course, the Heritage League with the 3-2 mark in a hotly tested Heritage League race is Lancaster Baptist. And, of course, 6-3 overall. But, again, unfortunately, running the 2-game losing streak because things were looking pretty good when they were 6-1, weren't they, Eric?
You're right, Ronnie. It's been a tough few weeks for the Eagles program, and unfortunately that's carried into tonight. Still time left here, but needing some heroics to get back in this football game. And you talked about Cornerstone Christian coming out of the Majestic League, and they sure are representing their league well tonight. They've played very well, very balanced football team, and very composed throughout the evening, allowing them to take a 32-6 lead. You won't see this often, Ronnie. They're kicking off from the opposing 35-yard line, and will boot that through the uprights. It's not going to count for 3 points, but James Huffman was able to easily kick that into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, you see it all the time. I saw it with you a week ago, yesterday, Thursday, of course, when we did the broadcast here. And it was, of course, Lancaster Baptist taking on Santa Clarita. But the bottom line was, the dearth of kickoff returns. It's such an exciting moment. But, of course, with the short field, you're going to have a lot of them kicked out of the end zone.
So this is not the style of game Lancaster wants to play. They'll most likely have to go to the air here. They actually keep it on the ground to Flores. He's able to pick up a couple, but Lancaster Baptist will need some chunk plays to get back in this game.
32-6 right now. Cornerstone, less than 2 minutes to go in the third, and plotting strategy, facing a fourth quarter where you're down right now by 26 points. It's a daunting task.
It's a tough set of circumstances for the Eagles, but most likely we'll put it in the air. They're going to go with trips to the right. Empty backfield for Peyton Langley. Langley takes the snap, and he looks to throw. He throws to 17, Austin Yarbrough. Yarbrough, the ball.
We just haven't seen many throws like that in the seam, between coverages. And maybe that's something that Alvarez was able to send in there and said, let's try again going to the aerial game, but almost like a screen pass to get it in that middle open Death Valley area, and maybe it'll work. That time it could have, but it just went through his buttery fingers.
That was a tough play for Austin. It bounced off his hands, and he was hit pretty hard on the play. Really big hit by Cornerstone Christian. I think that was number 16, Caleb Adderhold. May have been 45, Blake Sanchez. That's a big hit, probably the biggest hit we've seen all night. It's going to bring us to third down here for the Eagles in this, with 1:28 left in the third.
There's been no shortage of hard-hitting moments in this game.
Empty set again for the Eagles. This time trip split left One receiver, Ethan Cox, splint right. Sammy Flores in motion. The
Loose ball.
tough snap there for Peyton Langley. He has to just fall on it. And with about a minute to play here left in the third quarter, as the Eagles facing fourth and looks like 14 are going to have to punt it away.
Another precarious situation, unfortunately, if you're a Lancaster Baptist fan, because they just can't move into the second or third gear going up the grapevine. They can't gain any momentum, any forward progress really in this game. They've been stymied from, well, early in this ball game. The momentum set up with that early score, that touchdown run from Huffman, and from there it's been all downhill. But a final quarter to go, they have to make magic, make something happen in the fourth.
So the Eagles are having to play from behind. And there was a little bit of confusion there on the down marker. We had it as fourth down here in the booth. The field was showing third down. Officials have signaled it as fourth down.
Your pastor of Lancaster Baptist Church came out, and what a great prayer he gave, but he acknowledged that cross right there on the back of the Cornerstone uniform. And that was great sportsmanship.
Absolutely. Great sportsmanship all night from both teams. The punt is fair caught by number 0, Lucas Judnick. Ronnie alluded to the pastor of Lancaster Baptist Church, Pastor Paul Chappell, the founder of Lancaster Baptist School in its 35th year of existence. Lancaster Baptist School will graduate its 800th graduate this school year.
And I want to make sure I emphasize that I did on Thursday. We've got a whole new set of viewers that this is a remarkable place. I discovered it again last week. An oasis in the desert. You got beyond the high school, you've got, of course, the preschool, right, and kindergarten. You can explain it better than me, but of course a college, an Operative Baptist College, and maybe 20, 30 years down the line, all this area around the school will be filled in with population. But right now, it's a tremendous resource in the desert.
Ronnie, there was a late penalty flag there that's going to add on for Cornerstone Christian. There's 46 ticks left here in the third quarter. Ball's going to be spotted on the Lancaster Baptist 21. It'll be Devin Jarrett going under center again here to receive the snap from Caleb Adderhold. He's joining the backfield by number 32, Hunter Jenkins, and number 23, Reed Everts.
So much for the thought that the long, arduous, laborious trip had anything to do with their ability. I mean, who knows? That long bus ride brought something special out in him.
The handoff goes to number 32, Hunter Jenkins. He's driven backwards by a plethora of Lancaster Baptist Eagles.
But it had to be a plethora because someone like Hunter met his match in terms of weight. He's 245, but he went up against three bodies there and a cumulative 500 to 600 pounds, and Hunter lost the battle.
Seemingly the whole Eagles defense was able to drive back Hunter Jenkins there. We'll see if they snap it one more time here before the end of the third, or if they're content
6 seconds
to go into the fourth quarter with this lead. A hard count again from Devin Jarrett. He does snap it right. Oh. Okay, the official signals that the quarter did end before the snap.
He has some great lungs. We could hear him up here.
Ronnie,
I wish all of them were like that. It really helps.
It's going to take something heroic if Lancaster Baptist is going to move on to the second round. They trail Cornerstone Christian 32-6 as we head to the fourth quarter here at Tony Brown Memorial Field.
And you're watching the CIF Southern Section Ford Championships. Where else than L28? We're talking Ford tough. We're a good team.
Great team.
Just bring food and we do a great job.
Did you guys get something to eat?
Oh no, I'm all right.
Okay, let's see if there's any magic.
The magic hat. I want to open this because I want to say something to you.
Annabelle, just tell us when we're back here with audio, and Ronnie's going to kick us off and start this fourth quarter.
Welcome back, everyone, as we swing into the fourth quarter of play. Ronnie Wald along with Eric Lee, and the scoreboard says it all right now, 32-6. The visitors from, again, Riverside County, California, that being Wildemar, and I'm talking about Cornerstone Christian over Faith Baptist. More play-by-play. Here's Eric Lee.
It's going to be Devin Jarrett under center again here. 32, Hunter Jenkins in the backfield along with number 23, Reed Eberts. The handoff goes to Eberts. Eberts shakes a couple of tacklers, another tackler. He's really played a great second half.
No
He's
doubt.
Ultimately driven down by 93, J.J. Cofield.
2 touchdowns in the third and a heroic run right there. Hey, by the way, National Weather Service tells us, and I wanted to relay this to you, Eric, 54 degrees, but it feels like 52.
Hey, at least the wind is not whipping around too badly on us
No,
tonight.
that would... We've dealt with some of that in our previous L28 broadcasts. The wind chill, the wind factor.
It's third and short, Ronnie, and Reed Eberts, you would never know he's the third back on this team. They keep it under center for a play they've ran all night. Devin Jarrett keeps it, and the referee signals first down.
I don't know how Lancaster Baptist can overcome this one if this is a score on the part of Cornerstone, opening up to almost 40 points for them. Right now it's 32-6. It'll be a difficult task. It'll be almost like trying to walk a dog backwards for this Lancaster Baptist team.
Ronnie, we don't have our statistician with us here tonight, but I'm
No.
going to estimate double-digit QB sneaks from the Crusaders tonight. What do you think?
Well, they've been able to operate again without any problem, except on the 2-point conversions. And then Lancaster Baptist tightens up then.
Rather fascinating. It'll be first down here. Crusaders can still pick up another first down. They give it to the big fella, Hunter Jenkins. He's still on his feet. It's going to take... Wow, Ronnie.
An
Hunter Jenkins.
incredible run of tremendous tenacity and grit on the part of Hunter.
That play was symbolic of what we've seen
I
most
guess
of the night.
so. That's well put. Hunter became the hunted, but he was triumphant at the end. It was the David and Goliath. And
Ronnie,
he was able to slay, again, multiple entreaties on the part of the defensive crew of Lancaster Baptist, wearing them down with his big body rush.
our roster for Cornerstone Christian has Hunter Jenkins listed as a guard, but that's not what he's played tonight, Ronnie.
Oh.
He's played fullback all night, and along with Eberts, along with Huffman, along with Jarrett, along with Contreras, has played a great football game and really been instrumental for the Crusaders.
No
So they'll
doubt,
go
it's
for
a
two
team
again.
effort. There's not an MVP out there.
And that two-point conversion is good.
I finally got it.
Easily finds
Yes.
Logan Wickwire, the coach's son, to bring our score to 40-6. Cornerstone Christian leads with 10:46 left in the fourth quarter.
You're watching the CIF Southern Section 4 Championships exclusively on L28. We'll be right back. Uh-oh. What do we got, 46? Oh, that means the clock's going to run, right?
It's going to be 35. I'll probably later try to give some of the seniors a shout out and stuff like that.
You.
Yes,
Good.
Annabelle, we're ready. Okay, we're back here at Tony Brown Memorial Field for this first round playoff matchup between Lancaster Baptist in the blue uniforms with white helmets against Cornerstone Christian in the white uniforms and black helmets. It's been all Cornerstone tonight. They lead 40-6 with 10:46 to play, and it'll be James Huffman kicking off to Marcos de Polarosa and Samuel Flores. It's a high kick, not very deep. It's going to bounce, and it's going to roll, and it's going to be just barely recovered by Sammy Flores right around the goal line, Ronnie. Kind of an interesting high pooch kick there.
Yeah, Sammy was belly on the turf and just reached out. And we noted earlier he's got this Velcro Batman-like sticky fingers, and he saw it slip away, and he just reached out and pulled it back to terra firma.
So Lancaster Baptist trails here by 34
Phew.
with the ball being snapped in their own end zone, desperately seeking something positive.
And the running clock can't take effect until it gets to 35, so they're 1 point away from that. Right now, 10:46 to go in this one.
That handoff's going to go to 33, Emilio Patterson, the sophomore running back. He's really come on for the Eagles throughout the year, especially with Flores' injury. Emilio's had a few big plays tonight, but the Crusaders have done a good job of containing him most of the night. All of the momentum and energy has shifted completely to the Crusaders sideline at this point.
And as Coach Wickwire told us, even down there in Riverside County when we interviewed him there on campus in Wildemar, California, that we have to control this game. We have to stop the speedsters on Lancaster Baptist. He thought they were the fastest team they'd faced this year. They've been negated in this ballgame.
There's a great throw by Peyton Langley. He hits number 17, Austin Yarbrough, for one of the bigger plays of the night for the Eagles. A great throw by Peyton Langley. There is a late flag. Ronnie, maybe a face mask. Yarbrough's down there on the sideline. Looks like an injury.
An injured player on the field.
Well, it's great to hear you, Eric, modulate your voice and get excited, not for the injury, of course, but, of course, to see Lancaster Baptist finally come out of a Rip Van Winkle stupor and a Lazarus act. But there's only 10 minutes to go, and they're down by the significant 34 points.
So that was by far Peyton's best throw of the night, a really good ball to Austin Yarbrough for a gain of almost 40 on the play. It was kind of an awkward tackle on the sideline, Ronnie.
And we see all the players kneeling on both sides right now.
Absolutely. It's number 17, junior Austin Yarbrough. He plays defensive end and tight end for the Eagles. Has been a big playmaker for them all season, sacking the quarterback. And once
He's
again,
an important receiver. He's gotten 11 catches this year for 100 yards, and Austin plays again in the two-way game, an outstanding offensive and defensive player.
A great sign here. Austin is on his feet. Trainers are attending to him there on the sideline. Once again, don't want to try to speculate on what happened. Ronnie, we saw a penalty flag, but I haven't seen it.
I'll tell you, in this year of L28, where we've had great moments, highs and lows in our historic first season, but we also saw, of course, that injury at Antelope Valley High School with the player with the broken leg. So always bated breath, always a prayer.
Peyton takes the snap and rolls left. He's got running room this time. Peyton's on his feet. He's tackled out of bounds. Interesting there,
Ronnie. He's going to help him up, but that was a late hit.
Late
and
flag.
There's no doubt there's a flag because the tackle took place out of bounds.
Yeah, so Peyton was out of bounds, and the tackle came while he was out of bounds, so it'll be a late hit on Cornerstone Christian. That'll give the Eagles the first down, and they're marching here in the fourth quarter. Just to clarify, back on the play with Austin, we did see a flag. It was not a face mask. It was actually a sideline warning on the Eagles. So
and Blake Sanchez was the one that made that tackle. It was just exuberance on his part, because what was beautiful to see that he was helping the Lancaster Baptist player up after he made that tackle out of bounds.
And anybody from Lancaster Baptist watching this knows Peyton's a tough cookie. He's going to stay in there. The Eagles will be inside the red zone. It'll be first and 10 from the Cornerstone 20. Peyton goes under center. He pitches it to 20, Sammy Flores. Ball's on the ground. Ball's on the turf.
He recovered.
And Sammy was able to jump on that, Ronnie, but that is not what the Eagles wanted to see there.
The disappointment, Eric Lee, of only 6 meager, lonely points tonight here at home. Remember, Lancaster Baptist coming in this ballgame had scored 342 in 9 games, so that's about 30 a game. They are way off the mark for what they've been able to accomplish offensively this year. Give the credit to Cornerstone.
So the pitch was fumbled, recovered by Flores, but results in a loss of 5 for the Eagles. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the Crusader 25. And Langley will have an empty backfield, the tight line of scrimmage with Flores in motion. He's going to throw it out to Flores. It's caught.
Ooh.
But he's immediately tackled.
Matthew Cole Contreras again in this complete team effort on the part of Cornerstone Christian, we don't want to pile on. We love Lancaster Baptist, what they've been able to achieve, but tonight it's all about the team from Riverside County, California.
So that was Cole Contreras again, and he forced the fumble earlier in this half. A big hit there. Eagles tried to get Sammy in motion and throw it back to him, but it resulted in another loss. Brings up 3rd and really long here for the Eagles. Looks to be 3rd and about 22. Peyton's got an empty set. He faces pressure, and he takes off right away. Peyton's going to be tackled, though. Just able to get it back to maybe the 32-yard line. Brings up 4th and really long for the Eagles. That was a really good play by a young man we haven't called all night. Jeremy Farr was on that tackle.
Well,
really good
one
tackle
more
by
thing
Jeremy.
for Peyton, he had that hesitation. He had to take the opening and go for it. And with that moment of truth, Jeremy Farr was right there.
Yeah, another
Jeremy was not too far away.
Joshua Adderhold was in there as well. The defensive line for the Cornerstone Christian Crusaders playing a great game. So it'll be 4th and really long here for the Eagles.
And only 7:30 to go.
Sammy Flores in motion. Peyton drops back to pass. He's immediately under pressure. A screen to Emilio Patterson. Emilio picks up positive yardage, but that's Cole Contreras again there for Cornerstone, and it's going to be a turnover on down for the Eagles.
What a great thing if they can get a score. And, of course, this game pretty much fait accompli. But in terms of the pride factor and here at home and ending 2023, it would be fantastic to put some more on the scoreboard.
So as Ronnie alluded to, it'll be the Crusaders taking over on downs. 7:21 left in the football game. Cornerstone Christian in the all-white with red numbers and black helmets leads Lancaster Baptist in the dark blue with white helmets, 40-6. It'll be 1st and 10, and the Crusaders will be in shotgun here. Quarterback Devin Jarrett has steered the ship all night and done a fantastic job for the Crusaders. Jarrett takes the snap and hands it off to Contreras. Contreras is tackled by Peyton Langley. A good play there, grabbed him around the ankles. Contreras only able to gain a few on the play.
And you said it earlier, the water torture, drip, 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 every second ticking. The nemesis for Lancaster Baptist as we're down to the 7-minute mark in this ballgame. Hey, a shout out to our outstanding camera work tonight. It's been great from Joe and Farron. We're really grateful that they're part of the crew and they're out there braving the elements. We're inside the box. We feel how cold it is. We're shivering, but they're out there exposed. So thank you so very much.
Great point, Ronnie. And over the next few minutes, we want to give a shout out to all the individuals who do a great job here at Lancaster Baptist and have done so all year. Starting with those joining us in the booth, the athletic director of Lancaster Baptist, Justin Engelman, the sound engineer for us, Chris Roberts. Both of these guys do a tremendous job week in and week out and have helped us all evening. They're going to call delay a game there, Ronnie, so that time they let a little too much go.
Well, Justin is the PA announcer. There he is, and we try not to talk over him, but he's got a booming voice. Wow. I thought it was Moses in the 10 Commandments when he speaks.
He is the voice of the Eagles, Ronnie. Also want to give a shout-out to our concessions workers at Lancaster Baptist, led by Booster Club President Tom Huygens, who do a great job week in and week out. They've helped people all evening and provided me with some hot chocolate a moment ago. Okay, it's going to be Devin Jarrett throwing here. Nope. Yes, he is going to throw. That's
Ariel, open man.
Gabriel Chavez on the reception. The turf monster kept him from scoring, Ronnie, but a big play over the top there from Jarrett to Chavez.
But I don't know if Gabriel was touched at all, if he could have gotten back up and completed that. He just went down and fait accompli. But no doubt it was a big reception, the biggest of the night for a young man that's got over 1,300 this year in terms of yardage. And that time he was able to air it out, and we saw the power of his right arm because, let's face it, primarily tonight, Cornerstone has run the ground game.
For folks that watched last week, we said a big storyline was turnovers and the defensive line play of Santa Clarita against the Eagles. Tonight, Ronnie, I really feel like it's been the depth of the roster for Cornerstone Christian. A lot of guys have made plays, and there's another one that we see for the first time tonight. That was Jonathan DeLocke. We've seen him on defense, but he was almost able to reel that in just out of bounds.
Devin Jarrett, 6'1", 170, the angular one, and now he's starting to just do what he wants. No more ground game. They've got the big lead, 40-6, with 5:44 to go. And again, we were hoping Lancaster Baptist could score and try to put a little more on the scoreboard to help salve the wound. But the wound is there, no doubt.
So it's 2nd and 10, and let's mention a few Eagles in the game. Austin Yarbrough's back on the field. It's important to note for people watching at home. J.J. Cofield
That's
at
great.
defensive tackle, Isaiah Kalika at defensive end, Averbeck, Patterson, Cox, Langley, and Flores in on defense for the Eagles. Interesting formation here from Cornerstone Christian. Jarrett loves that hard count, not able to get it to work here. He's going to
Here's the
sling
throw.
it. A little sidearm action there. He was intended for DeLocht again. Passes incomplete, brings up 3rd and 10 for Cornerstone Christian. And Ronnie, with just over 5 minutes left in this game, I'd love to say a few words about the senior class out here for Lancaster Baptist, starting with their quarterback, Wyatt Langley, who unfortunately suffered a season-ending leg injury midway through the year when his brother Peyton was forced into action. Wyatt will end his career tonight as a beloved member of this program who has contributed greatly over his 4 years. And I hate it for him. He's been a valuable member of this team, has continued to support and be a leader on this team, and has had a great career for Lancaster Baptist.
All in all, it's a class program here, and they're in good hands with you as the principal, Eric, no doubt.
Coach Alvarez has done a great job with the program and coaching staff, Coach Crockett, Coach Wheatley, Coach Karras, Coach Hale over there. Okay, they throw it deep, and it's intended once again for Gabriel Chavez, just outside of his outstretched arms, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Ronnie, we'll see what they do here.
Gabriel's getting a lot of usage, but he's a junior. He's coming back next year.
And if you've been paying attention throughout the broadcast, note Gabriel is 6'1", Ronnie. I don't know if we've called a player's name. Maybe Ebert's under 6 foot, but almost every player's name we've called tonight's over 6 foot.
Truly.
So we'll see. It looks like it appears they're going to line up for the kick here.
5:35 to go, 40-6, and still hoping and praying that they'll be able to, and I believe they will, keep their heads held high for an outstanding season and another great one for the long-standing Lancaster Baptist program under Coach Alvarez.
Huffman's going to attempt the 40-yarder here, and it is good. Ronnie, that was good from 50.
Very nice.
James Huffman makes the scene all year on this field, Ronnie. That was a 40-yarder.
And there was some room left over to spare on that. It wasn't a chip shot.
It was, Ronnie.
But again, I happen to believe high desert really helps the length of the kick, but it took him a little bit. He had a little slice on that one and was able to pierce the uprights and make it 43-6. Now the clock will run here, 5:35 to go.
We probably will not see the clock stop again tonight after this kickoff.
What a ride back home to Wildemar through the very dark and barren and ominous Pear Blossom Highway. I hope they keep it careful until they get to the I-15. But the bottom line is, what a ride, because they're the ones with the 43-6 lead.
It is 43-6, and the clock will start to tick away here. It'll
Well,
be
hopefully
Flores.
we can get coaches over here, because we don't have the gifted one, Tiffany, with us, and get a good post-game interview.
James Huffman kicks it into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Cornerstone Christian's kickoff goes in the end zone for a touchback.
That'll put us inside 5 minutes. Another senior, Ronnie, we've mentioned him a few times over the last few weeks, but number 5, Michael Averbeck, has been the ultimate team player for the Eagles. He started the year at receiver. He made the unusual switch to center on offense and has held in there tough for the Eagles. He plays linebacker and defensive back on defense. A great young man and a great career for number 5,
Eric, how
Michael
many
Averbeck.
students you have here at the high school?
Ronnie, we've got 385 students here at
Because
LBS.
I know you know the players intimately, but I'm sure the entire student body is blessed by you that you know the students intimately.
Well, Ronnie, a lot of these guys, as we've talked about, I get an opportunity to coach on the basketball team and have some really deep relationships with them. Really proud of these guys, and I'm grateful I get to coach them here shortly with the basketball season upon us. I'll get them starting on Monday, and they're a great group that I've been proud to coach for the last few years as well. And obviously, as principal, get to see them in a variety of settings, and very proud of this group.
Eric Lee, It makes you feel good about our educational establishment, doesn't it, when you hear him? And I'm so glad he was able to couple and join with us here on L28.
That's a direct snap to Emilio Patterson. It's given around on the end around to Sammy Flores. Eagles still playing hard here. Sammy's driven out of bounds after a gain of about 5.
But the scoreboard tells the whole story. We can be superfluous with our language, thousands of words uttered, but it all comes down to 43-6. And anything they try right now, I guess the metaphor would be it's like opening the barn doors or closing the barn doors after the horses have bolted. You know?
Absolutely. A couple other seniors in the Lancaster Baptist program to mention. Number 14, Aaron Orleana. Number 88, Joseph Santos. Both great young men who have represented their school and their program well. And the Eagles will miss all 4 of these seniors as they, after tonight, turn the page and begin preparing for the 24-25 campaign. That's a pitch out wide, and Ronnie, really all night they have played that pitch play well. That time it was the coach's son, Logan Wickwire, on the big tackle.
They're an impressive team, and we'll be keeping an eye on them and watching as things transpire in the second round, and almost sure that they'll be able to have a game at home next week.
You know, Ronnie, next week, if things go as planned, we'll find out how it shaped up tonight. Faith Baptist, who the Eagles played a couple weeks ago and really played tough for the first half, and the Crusaders were able to, Faith Baptist was able to pull away there in the second half. It'll be them versus Cornerstone Christian, most likely a great second-round matchup. Ethan Cox with his last punt of the season.
A booming
and
punt.
A booming one,
Yeah.
maybe his best one of the season.
Wow.
Ethan with about a 60-yarder there. Great punt by Ethan.
And all you have to do is get a shot, and if we can, we don't have a monitor up here, a shot of the Cornerstone sideline, and then the celebratory mood here, and then more of a sardonic one of a morose feeling over there. But again, both teams close to the Lord, spiritually based, and this will be part of the learning curve. And beyond the score and the playoff, it'll be something they'll take with these young men for the rest of their lives.
Yep, absolutely, Ronnie. And that puts us inside a minute and a half, maybe just 1 or 2 more snaps left in this football game. Cornerstone Christian will go empty set here, 4 wide. Devin Jarrett at QB. We'll see if they just run it out or if they put it in the air, and he does. Devin Jarrett, classy move by Cornerstone Christian, takes a knee. They'll need to do that one more time to end this football game.
Down to the 1 minute mark. Again, 43-6. Awfully painful for Lancaster Baptist fans. If we can't get Coach Alvarez over here on the postgame show, I know that you are the best representative of the school and the program to talk to about it, to wrap things up on the postgame show. But we might be, since we're on the same side as Coach Wickwire, might be able to have him come over for a couple of moments. But mainly, you will be the representative. Without Tiffany over there, it's a little harder for us to get a hold of him.
We definitely have missed Tiff tonight. She brings a lot to the broadcast. So the Crusaders will go under center here. They'll snap it one more time. And congratulations to the folks from Wildomar, California, Cornerstone Christian. The Crusaders are moving on to the second round, a great achievement by them. And a hard-fought game, but one that the Crusaders were able to take
They'll just
control
let it
of.
run out. Cornerstone improves to 8-2 as Lancaster Baptist ends the 2023 campaign, falling to 6-4.
Both teams on a great season. Everyone, please drive home safely. A special
The
thank
We're
players-
going to take a break. I think we should plot strategy on what we can do on the postgame show to try to get a guest over here. So again, final score from, again, Brownfield on the campus of Lancaster Baptist High School is Cornerstone Christian 43 and Lancaster Baptist 6. You're watching the CIF Southern Section for championships exclusively on L28. We'll be back.
Thank you, our concession stand team. Special thank you to our admissions table team. Thank you to all of those who make LBS athletics go smoothly and go greatly. Have a great night, everyone, and drive home safely.
I got my cordless. I can.
I want to interview you like.
Let me go set up the
But
mic.
then I'll have to come back up here. You might as well come down with me. Just like Eric, I'm going to talk to you just like you're not going to represent.
See my text. Sorry. Yes, I can see that. Thanks for all your help. Yes, sir. Good season. Yes, thank you. Also, if you need my help for basketball, Check, check, check. We got microphone. Check, check.
And welcome back, everyone. Here we are at Lancaster Baptist. An unfortunate night if you're a Lancaster Baptist fan, no doubt with the final score 43-6. But this young man here, head coach of Cornerstone Christian, Coach Wickwire, is jubilant and excited. You seem to be, when we talked to you down there at your field, you were kind of low key and talking about the great speed of Lancaster Baptist. You were talking about all its attributes. How were you able to negate Lancaster Baptist tonight? And let's take it a step further and put that kind of score on the scoreboard. They're a much better team than that.
Yeah, well, we prepared a defense that we were trying to slow them down and keep the edge, and that's what we did. We wanted to force them to throw, and when we had them throw, we kept the pressure on. And the defense just came fired up, and we kept that pressure on all game long. And then on the offensive side, we just kept the power game going as long as it was moving the ball, and we didn't have to take time off the clock by throwing passes and completions and just keep the clock ticking with the lead. As long as we could keep the push going, we kept it going, and we rode that the whole way. We knew we had size and experience, and they were younger and faster, so if we could just contain that speed, we felt our power and strength would rule the day, and it worked out in our favor.
Right, a war of attrition. You had that great size, and then after you got those initial early scores by virtue of a turnover, as we said in the booth, early Christmas gifts. But take it to the next level. The dynamic you were able to set up, the tempo. You got control of the tempo of this ball game.
Yeah, and I had mentioned to you before, turnovers are so important. We got a couple early turnovers, really changed the scope of the game, gave us that momentum, and we just kept building on that momentum throughout the game. Caused a few more turnovers throughout the game. We didn't turn it over, fortunately, and you know how important that is in this game. Turnovers make such a huge difference, especially against a team this fast. We slow them down, they get a little sloppy, and we take advantage of that and punch it in from a short field, and that really helped us.
Coach Wickwire put it there, and thanks for the visit. I know it's going to be a great ride home down the Pear Blossom Highway, and all the best to you in the next round.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Eric Lee, come back in here. Eric Lee, the great principal, and I know that Coach Alvarez is with his team, but I want you to try to give a synopsis, a wrap-up on how things transpired in the year 2023. A great year in so many ways, a farewell to fantastic seniors, but also the disappointment of tonight.
As you know, Coach Wickwire alluded to, a young football team, Ronnie, and a lot of these guys have an opportunity to come back next season and continue to contribute to this program. A team that had a great start to this year, a 6-1 start. Obviously did not end the way that LBS wanted it to, but I'm just really proud of this program. Coach Alvarez does a fantastic job leading this program, and they'll be back, and we'll miss this senior class, as we alluded to on the broadcast, but it's been such a joy to have L28 and the team with us a few weeks of this football season, and a joy to watch these guys on a weekly basis. And selfishly, now I'm glad I get to coach them on the basketball team, and that's a great joy as well.
Yeah, we hope we can come over and visit you there. One thing, and I don't have my notes with me, but Coach Alvarez had noted over the last several years his involvement, quarterfinals, finals, and also a year in their CIF champions. Yeah, and it was year after year. One thing you can depend on Lancaster Baptist, they're always in the postseason, always ready to play quality football.
Absolutely, and I think that's what I love about Coach Alvarez and what he's built. It's not just a team, it's a program, and year in, year out, you're going to find a football team that's prepared to play, that plays the game the right way, that's physical, that's prepared in the offseason for what's ahead. And we're excited already for 2024, 2025 to get here. But tonight, you know, we can congratulate Cornerstone Christian. They played a fantastic football game, well-deserving, and good luck to them the rest of the way. And as I mentioned, it's just been a joy and a delight to be a part of it these last few weeks.
Eric Lee, of course, the talented principal here. We hear our mic is starting to die, so I hope someone paid the electric bill. But nonetheless, I want to say thanks. It is out. So having said that, we're wrapping it up here, whether our mic's on or not. Thank you, Eric Lee. 43-6 final verdict here. Cornerstone Christian taking it tonight on the road versus Lancaster Baptist. That'll wrap it up for us. Ronnie Wald, along with Eric, so long for now.